Well, another week of the NFL playoffs are in the books, and we are now one step closer to Super Bowl 58, but not before I reviewed the divisional round games for all of your entertainment. There were only 4 of them, so you better enjoy each and every one of them. Let's begin right after this. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, DraftKings. 4 teams make it to Las Vegas in just a few short weeks. With all eyes on the prize, I've teamed up with DraftKings, an official partner of the NFL, to get you in on the action. Right now, new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Yes, instantly. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using my promo code BARRY for a shot at the crown. That's right, new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Wondering what you can use your $200 in bonus bets on? Combine multiple bets together from the same game for a shot at an even bigger payout. If you're already signed up for DraftKings like me, you can get a no-sweat bet. Get a bonus bet back if your same-game parlay/SGPX bet doesn't hit. Max reward limits apply. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry, you can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the chance to win cash prizes. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BARRY and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code BARRY only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Baltimore versus Houston. The game began with Justin Tucker, not a Hall of Famer, kicking a field goal to put the Ravens up 3-0. The Texans offense would respond, though, with a field goal of their own 50 yards out to make it 3-3 after 1. Those are the first points the Ravens have ever scored in the first quarter with Lamar Jackson at quarterback in the postseason, and they would keep adding on as Lamar found Nelson Aguilar? You gotta be fucking kidding me. For a touchdown to go up 10-3. The Ravens defense held the Texans to another punt, and it looked like the Ravens were in complete control until the Texans returned a frickin' punt for a touchdown to tie the game at 10, which had every butthole in Baltimore puckering. Neither offenses could do anything the rest of the first half, although CJ Stroud got the Texans in position for a go-ahead field goal, and Kymie Fairburn missed it like a dick. Most important drive of the Ravens season was the first one coming out of the second half, and they capitalized on it in dominating fashion with a Lamar Jackson touchdown run to go up by 7, and that was it. For the rest of the game, the Texans offense literally never came close to scoring again, while Baltimore's defense dominated, and Baltimore's offense kept up the tear, including this amazing touchdown throw from Jackson to Isaiah Likely to make it a 14-point game. CJ Stroud was unable to do anything from his magical rookie year and could only watch as Lamar Jackson extended it to a 21-point lead. The only thing left was for the Ravens to get the over, which was set at 43.5, and they heroically did that with a Justin Tucker field goal with 2 minutes left to make it 34-10. I can't imagine how many people were happy to see that field goal go through. Anyway, the Ravens, for the first time in their history, host the AFC Championship game, and the Texans are once again relegated to divisional round losers. At least they didn't blow a 24-0 lead this time. San Francisco versus Green Bay. The Packers started the game with a deep drive to get in the red zone, but they could only finish with a field goal to go up 3-0. Brock Purdy and his stupid derp face took a sack because they couldn't do anything offensively, but it didn't matter because the Packers had another drive deep into 49ers territory, but they got stuffed on 3rd and 4th and 1 to give the ball right back to the 49ers, and Purdy finally made a couple good throws, including an amazing touchdown throw to Greg Kittle for a 7-3 lead. But the Packers once again moved the ball downfield thanks to a couple nice throws from Jordan Love to get deep into 49ers territory, but again, they could only end with a field goal to make it 7-6. 49ers had a chance to make it a 4-point game going into the half, but the kick was blocked, and so we settled for a 7-6 score. Coming out of the second half was fireworks each way. After the Niners punted, Jordan Love went on his heater, finding a super tightly covered receiver in the end zone to give Green Bay a 13-7 lead. But Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan schemed up a couple nice plays, including a long throw to Kittle, while Purdy willed Christian McCaffrey, 1950s Middle American hero, to run for the go-ahead touchdown to make it 14-13. But the Packers then returned to kickoff 73 yards, but it was fumbled back and yet recovered by Green Bay. It could have been a fatal mistake, but the Packers were lucky enough to recover it, and they capitalized with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make it a 21-14 game late in the third. They would also get the ball back, but then things started to go sour as Love threw an interception. 49ers capitalized off of that with a field goal to make it a 4-point game. This is important. And the Packers offense could not get anything going as the teams exchanged punts. The big play came when Aaron Jones broke off a 53-yard run, and it looked like the Packers had this game in control. Once again, eventually the drive stalled out, and they had to settle for a field goal, which they missed because the kicker is a douche, leaving the score at 21-17. Another massive missed opportunity for the Pack. Purdy then drove the 49ers downfield, where Aryan superhero Christian McCaffrey ran for the go-ahead touchdown with a minute left to put San Francisco up by 3. If you recall what I said before this game, I said the Packers were on a heater. Jordan Love was playing out of his mind, but every heater has to come to an end eventually. Oh, you don't believe me? Listen to this. Packers are on a hot streak. Jordan Love is on a heater. Everything is going perfect in Packerland. They have all the momentum, and that is exactly why I'm picking the 49ers to win, because every hot streak and every heater has to come to an end eventually, and that's going to happen this week to the Packers. See, I did say that. And look what happened. Jordan Love impersonated Brett Favre without the welfare fraud with this terrible across-the-body interception to end the Packers season and advance the 49ers to the NFC Championship game for the 4th time in 5 years. Detroit versus Tampa Bay. The game began with Baker Mayfield throwing a tipped interception early on, which set the Lions up with great field position, but thanks to a terrible dropped interception, they were able to split the difference and get a field goal to go 3-0. The Buccaneers themselves responded with a field goal drive to make it 3-3 after 1. Jared Goff then started going to work, throwing a bunch of lasers, and eventually ended in a touchdown to a tightly covered receiver to put the Lions up 10-3. The Bucs had a chance for another field goal, but Chase McLaughlin, who hadn't missed a field goal that wasn't blocked all season long, decides to finally miss a field goal in the playoffs. Those 3 points would have come in handy later on, by the way. But thankfully for Tampa Bay, the defense held firm, got the ball back for Baker, who suddenly turned into Joe Montana, finding Mike Evans for a couple long throws, which resulted in a touchdown to white generic tight end number 88, Cade Otton, which made it a 10-10 game at halftime. However, the Buccaneers offense was stalling early in the third, which allowed the Lions to regain the lead on a touchdown run by Josh Reynolds on 4th down. But the Bucs did not go away. Baker kept finding his receivers, including this unbelievable screen pass to Rachaad White to tie the game back up at 17 entering the 4th. But the Lions didn't blink. No offense to a Clockwork Orange, as Goff once again was razor sharp and Jahmyr Gibbs broke off a 30-yard touchdown to give the Lions the lead back 24-17. The Buccaneers would punt, and Goff would continue throwing some seeds, including standing strong in the face of pressure, converting a 3rd and 15, before throwing a dime in the corner to Amon-Ra St. Brown, put the Lions up 14 with 6 minutes left. Everybody in Detroit was happy. 4th and 14, Baker Mayfield then pulled a couple nice plays out of his ass, including some dimes, and eventually found Mike Evans for a touchdown to make it 31-23. They went for 2 for some reason, and it failed, leaving it an 8-point game with 4.5 minutes left. The Bucs defense once again forced a punt, giving Baker a chance, albeit a small one, to play the hero, and he threw a season-ending interception. No, Baker, you're not supposed to do that. The Lions advanced to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1991. Baker needs to learn, if you're a Buccaneers quarterback and you want to win on the road in the playoffs, you have to throw 3 interceptions in the second half, not 1. Truly a disgusting, inexcusable error. And finally, Kansas City versus Buffalo. The most hyped up game of the weekend did not disappoint. The Bills started the game off with a field goal, but the Chiefs' red zone struggles continued as they had to settle for a field goal again to tie it at 3. No defense was played for most of this game, as Allen, Josh that is, did whatever he wanted to KC for 3 quarters. Unfortunately, the other guy, Patrick Mahomes, is pretty fucking good, and he decided to start making some throws to Travis Kelce, who's dating Taylor Swift, by the way, although he did miss this one to MVS, which caused Kansas City to settle for another field goal. KC's defense got a stop, and then Mahomes found a tightly covered Kelce for a touchdown to go up 13-10, but Buffalo promptly drove all the way down the field to milk the clock and score another touchdown, capitalized by Josh Allen's hard-working, sneaky touchdown run to go up 17-13 at halftime. But Mahomes was not fazed, throwing bombs to MVS, scrambling, looking like a grandpa who crapped his pants, and then throwing screen passes to Travis Kelce, who again is dating Taylor Swift, to go up 20-17. But once again, Bills answered with another long touchdown drive, cap off by a incredible bullet throw from Allen on an incredible throw from the 13-yard line to give Buffalo a 24-20 lead. But Kansas City just kept chipping away, including some patented Mahomes ad-libbing. At the start of the 4th, they retook the lead on a Pacheco touchdown run to go up 27-24. Now, mind you, that was what I predicted the final score would be before the game started. I just want to put that out there. Kansas City's defense once again held firm, but then Sean McDermott, thinking this was a Disney movie, decided to do a fake punt run by Damar Hamlin, which absolutely killed the drive, giving Kansas City incredible field position, which seemed as though the game was going to be over once Pacheco ran the ball inside the 3-yard line. But as I tweeted before it happened, because I'm super smart, I just can't help but feel there's a KC drop or fumble lurking in there. And guess what fucking happened on the next play? Mecole Hardman, a fucking bum, fumbles the ball out of the end zone, giving the ball back to the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately for Buffalo, and fortunately for Kansas City, the Bills receivers sucked and dropped a couple great passes, but the Chiefs offense was finally stopped as Mahomes and his granny run was brought to the ground. Josh Allen recorded no turnovers on the stat sheet, but he got away with one here as it was somehow recovered by the Bills, giving them another chance. And on 4th and 3. Allen converted it, keep the game alive, but the Bills would eventually have to settle for a field goal for Tyler Bass. Now, this is where my predictions made me look amazing. I mean, I basically said what was going to happen before it happened in my preview video. Seriously, I'm not lying. See for yourself. Buffalo had a chance to go up by 3 scores, but their kicker whiffed on a 26-yard field goal. It didn't matter now, but it might matter later on in the playoffs. I trust Mahomes to score on long fields more than I trust Brandon Bass to make clutch field goals. That's really what it comes down to. Push comes to shove, I think Kansas City is going to win this game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think Kansas City wins 27-24. They win on a field goal. Yeah, this motherfucker, Scott Norwood. And I said the Chiefs would win on a field goal, and technically I was correct because this missed field goal won them the game. They converted a first down to seal the game and improve to their 6th straight AFC Championship game, which is the second or tied for second longest streak of all time. Patriots have the first longest streak. Mahomes now has 13 playoff wins, no offense to Karl Malone, tying Brett Favre and Ben Roethlisberger. He's only 28 years old, guys. It's insane we're watching here. My Barry Divisional Round Awards Offensive Player of the Week goes to Patrick Mahomes. He had his 4th playoff game of at least 20 plus passes and a 131 or better passer rating. That's the most in NFL history. Again, the guy started 6 seasons. He's 28 years old. There's college quarterbacks that are older than him, or at least almost as old as him, that are going to be in this draft. It's unbelievable what he's accomplished. I don't know if he will match Brady in rings, but pretty obvious he's the best quarterback of all time to anybody with eyes. Anyway, Defensive Player of the Week goes to Dre Greenlaw from San Francisco. He had 2 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, including the game-sealing interception off of Jordan Love, which sent the 49ers back to the NFC Championship game for the 4th time in 5 seasons. And the biggest loser of the week, pretty obvious, Josh Allen and the Bills. You have a guy, Josh Allen is the Vegeta to Mahomes' Goku, and I know that you're going to have all the DBZ fans are going to come and say, well, Vegeta technically never lost, blah, blah, blah. The point is that Vegeta, for all of his strength and for all of his power, all throughout the entire show, is always trying to chase Goku. He's always trying to become more powerful than Goku. It's not that they fucking lost head to head, okay? It's the fact that Vegeta looks at Goku as the standard, and that's what Mahomes is, and no matter what Vegeta does, he's never able to top Goku, and that's exactly what it's like with Mahomes and Allen. Sure, he might get a couple wins against him in the regular season, but as we saw again now, Allen really played a great game. He did. He played a great game. His stats were okay. It could have been better. They should have been better. Stephon Diggs dropped some throws, but Patrick Mahomes was just too good. Patrick Mahomes, this is the 3rd time in the last 4 years where the Bills have had a Super Bowl caliber team, and they just ran into the best quarterback of all time, and it was enough to get them eliminated from the playoffs. And now it's like, well, we're this close again to another conference championship game. Do they bring McDermott back? Who knows? It seemed like the Al-Qaeda situation really lit a fire, no offense, under the entire team, you know. But again, and I've said this for years now, if the Bills are ever going to win anything important, they're going to have to go through Patrick Mahomes at some point, and they could not get it done. So as long as Mahomes is healthy and alive in the AFC, I cannot pick the Bills as the favorite, because that is the fucking boogeyman, and he's Josh Allen's boogeyman, and he's the Bills boogeyman, and all those tables that Bills fans are throwing themselves into, that's really just a side effect of the immense mental and physical trauma that Mahomes and even a guy like Andy Reid have brought. But hey, maybe one of these years the Bills will be lucky enough to avoid Mahomes, but you know, again, gonna have to wait it out. My Tom Brady Check Down of the Week award winner goes to Baker Mayfield. What an incredible tribute from one Buccaneers quarterback to another. All right, now that that stupid football section of the video is over, it's time for playoff puppy of the week. I know a lot of people X out of this because they think they're so cool and manly, but guess what? You're a fucking bitch and you're a pussy if you don't watch Puppy Time. So I'm directly challenging your manhood to see if you have enough guts to stick through to the end, to watch all the way to the end of Puppy Time.